Caitlin Clark's lifetime contract in Europe is a move that has turned the world of basketball upside down. Her decision is more than a personal career shift, it is a tectonic shift in women's basketball, signaling a new era where European leagues may eclipse the WNBA in both prestige and financial power. This isn't just a short-term stint for more money. This is Clark definitively saying goodbye to the WNBA and American professional basketball. The implications are monumental, and the message is clear. Europe offers something the WNBA cannot: financial security, global recognition, and a league that truly values its stars. The immediate impact of this announcement has been profound for the WNBA. Losing Caitlin Clark is more than just a talent drain, it's the loss of their future, their brightest star, and their best chance to break into mainstream sports in the United States. Clark was more than just an exceptional player, she was a marketing goldmine, a player who could have drawn in new audiences and helped the WNBA reach heights never seen in women's sports. Her departure, however, exposes the league vulnerabilities, especially when it comes to retaining elite talent in a competitive global sports environment. This decision forces fans, analysts, and league officials alike to reconsider the WNBA's future. It also begs the question, how will the league move forward without its cornerstone, and what must they do to prevent more stars from following in Clark's footsteps? The WNBA's missed opportunity. Caitlin Clark could have redefined the league. Caitlin Clark represented a new frontier for the WNBA, a chance to push the league into the mainstream spotlight, something it has struggled to do since its inception. The WNBA has always fought for legitimacy, competing for attention in a crowded sports landscape dominated by the NBA, NFL, MLB, and men's college sports. But with Clark, they had an opportunity to shift that narrative. She had the power to redefine women's basketball in the U.S., potentially drawing in audiences who might not have previously cared about the sport. Historically, athletes like Clark don't come around often. She was a generational talent, a figure whose brilliance transcended the sport itself. The WNBA has seen stars before, from Lisa Leslie to Diana Taurasi to Subber, but Caitlin Clark was poised to be more than just a great player. She had the magnetic personality, the social media appeal, and the game-changing skill set to elevate the WNBA from niche to mainstream, much like how Serena Williams revolutionized tennis or how Tiger Woods brought golf into the modern era. It's hard not to think of this as one of the biggest missed opportunities in professional sports. The WNBA's reluctance to fully embrace Clark as their marquee player, coupled with their rigid salary structures, meant that they were never able to capitalize on her full potential. The league could have built entire marketing campaigns around her, turning her into a household name beyond just sports fans, with endorsement deals, media appearances, and global marketing partnerships. Clark could have become the face of women's sports in the US and perhaps globally, but the WNBA chose to stick to its standard policies that have now cost them their brightest star. The WNBA's equal pay policy, while noble in its intention, ultimately hurt their ability to keep Clark. In an effort to maintain parity among players, the league failed to recognize the market value of a transcendent star. Superstars drive leagues. Look at LeBron James in the NBA, Cristiano Ronaldo in soccer, or Tom Brady in the NFL. These players are paid astronomical sums because they are the focal point of their sport. Clark could have been that for the WNBA, but the league's commitment to fairness over market realities left her undervalued. The European deal, lifetime contracts, and what they mean for women's basketball. Caitlin Clark's lifetime contract with the European club is more than a financial windfall, it's a groundbreaking moment for women's basketball. Globally, lifetime contracts in sports are rare, even in men's leagues, and for a female basketball player to secure one speaks volumes about her value on the international stage. This deal is a testament to how much Europe values its female athletes, particularly in basketball, where they are increasingly willing to outspend the WNBA to secure top-tier talent. Historically, Europe has always provided a more lucrative option for female basketball players. Countries like Spain, Russia, and Turkey have invested heavily in women's sports, offering better facilities, training environments, and living conditions. These countries have long recognized that investing in female athletes pays off, both in terms of on-court success and the broader cultural impact of having strong women's sports teams. For years, WNBA players have supplemented their income by playing overseas during the off-season, but Clark's decision to sign a lifetime contract changes the game entirely. It's no longer about balancing two leagues, it's about committing to the one that values you the most beyond the paycheck. Clark's move to Europe offers her a level of stability and career flexibility That the WNBA simply couldn't match this contract likely includes provisions for her post-playing career, whether that be in coaching, management, or media roles. In Europe, she'll be celebrated not just as a player, but as an ambassador for women's sports, a cultural icon who can help grow the game both on and off the court. This contract also represents a shift in power dynamics within global women's sports. Europe has long been a powerhouse in men's soccer, and now it appears that European basketball leagues are positioning themselves to dominate women's basketball as well. The message from Europe is clear: they are willing to invest in women's sports at a level the WNBA has yet to reach. With Clark leading the charge, European basketball may soon rival the WNBA not only in talent but also in global recognition. The economics of women's sports. While Europe outbids the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's decision to sign a lifetime contract in Europe highlights the broader financial issues facing the WNBA. While the league has made significant strides in recent years increasing player salaries and improving working conditions, it still can't compete with the money being offered by top European clubs. The financial structure of the WNBA, which operates under a salary cap, restricts the earning potential of even its biggest stars. Clark, despite being the league's most marketable player, was constrained by this system, earning just over $300,000 for 4 years, a figure that pales in comparison to what she can earn overseas. European clubs, on the other hand, have far fewer restrictions when it comes to player salaries. These teams are often backed by wealthy ownership groups or government support, which allows them to offer lucrative deals to attract top talent. In addition to higher salaries, European teams provide better living conditions, travel accommodations, and overall infrastructure. Players are treated as equals to their male counterparts, and that level of respect goes a long way in making European clubs attractive to female athletes. But the economics of this decision go beyond just salary. Clark's lifetime contract is likely tied to performance incentives, endorsement opportunities, and long-term financial security. European clubs understand that athletes like Clark aren't just valuable on the court, they're valuable off the court as well. Her presence will attract sponsors, boost ticket sales, and bring in new fans, making the investment in her more than just a salary. It's a long-term business strategy. The WNBA, by contrast, has been slow to recognize the full economic value of its stars. While the league has made progress in terms of increasing salaries, it still operates within a financial structure that limits what players can earn. This structure is designed to create parity among teams, but in doing so it fails to reward the league's biggest stars with contracts that reflect their true market value. Clark's departure is a stark reminder that in the global sports market, talent will always go where it is valued most, and right now that places Europe. The global shift. How Caitlin Clark's move elevates Europe as a basketball powerhouse. Caitlin Clark's move to Europe is more than just a personal career decision. It's a signal that the center of gravity in women's basketball may be shifting from the United States to Europe. For years, the WNBA has been seen as the premier destination for female basketball players, but Clark's decision to sign a lifetime contract overseas suggests that Europe is no longer just a stepping stone for players, it's becoming a destination in its own right. This shift mirrors what we've seen in other sports. In men's soccer, for example, European leagues have long been the dominant force, attracting the world's best players and creating a global fan base. Now it seems that women's basketball could be heading in the same direction. European clubs, with their willingness to invest heavily in female athletes, are positioning themselves as global leaders in the sport. Clark's move solidifies Europe's status as a legitimate alternative to the WNBA, but it's not just about the money. Europe offers players like Clark something more: a chance to be part of a growing cultural movement. Women's basketball in Europe is treated with a level of respect and recognition that is often lacking in the U.S. In countries like Spain, Italy, and Turkey, female athletes are celebrated as cultural icons and their games draw large crowds and significant media attention. For Clark, this move is an opportunity to play in an environment where women's sports are taken seriously, where her talent will be fully appreciated by fans and media alike. This move could have a domino effect on other top players, many of whom have already spent time playing in Europe during the WNBA's offseason. With Clark leading the way, we could see more